everybody, to the Road Warrior Show. I am your host, Nhat, and alongside me, of course, is the usual night, Sean Francis.
Good morning. This is the show for all you entrepreneurs, salespeople, professionals. Give you tips, tricks, and of course, technology to keep you more successful in the air and on the road.
Happy Monday, June 17th, 2013 to you. And happy belated Father's Day.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah, thanks. How was yours?
It was good, except I worked. The nature of IT, you know, always working, especially when servers go down and things like that. So,
yeah, you got to do the I forget what that commercial. We got people.
Yeah, we got people. We got people, and people say, "I'm not available. Handle it."
Well, you know, like always, Google always has some fun things that they have on their opening screen, and this is little Daddy's Day. You know what I want? I want the job. If I had to get another corporate job, just to do that every day.
I don't know. I think that'd be kind of a tough job because every day you got to come up with something different, something new, and I don't know. It takes a lot of creativity.
But you know, that's our world. You know,
it is.
I think it'd be fun. But they got a new one every single day.
Yes.
Every single holiday, or you know, and there's a lot of holidays, just like obscure stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like Earth Day and all that. You got to think about those things. And
they have. I think actually coming up later this month is Flip-Flop Day.
Flip-Flop Day.
Yes, Flip-Flop Day.
Okay, like shoes, sandals, flip-flops.
Shoes, sandals. In fact, if you wear flip-flops to, there's a plug-in for what was those the big the Frosties, not the
7-Eleven?
No, gosh dang it, I can't think of who it is. But if you wear your flip-flops, they'll give you a big one. Never mind. I'll think about it later. Tropical smoothie.
Oh, okay.
You wear flip-flops tropical smoothie on flip-flop day between certain times.
Oh. Are they advertising yet?
No. So.
No,
sorry.
I'm kidding. That's all right. You know, Tom, we always try to
Yes.
have nice, cool case studies. I mean, half the people we talk about aren't.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be a little biased.
Pretty much.
Anyways, Flip-Flop Day. Interesting. All right. Cool. All right. Well, got a great show for you today. If you're new to the show, live stream now. Check it out.
Yeah.
Log in. A lot of cool things going on. One of the things I wanted to talk about, a few things, is Prism.
Prism.
You want to talk a little Prism?
Prism, yes.
Hopefully what us talking about Prism doesn't send us to prison.
Yes. And
Woo!
yeah, we can go hang out in Hong Kong for a little while if we need to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yes. I'm sure other people have not.
Yeah. So, what does all that mean? What is Prism? We'll explain about that a little bit and why that's an issue or not an issue, depending on how you look at it. Yeah. Facebook hashtags. Facebook's
Really?
going with hashtags now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Kind of following the Twitter suit.
Exactly. We're talking about a little dish.
Yep.
We're going to talk a little social music.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, social music. Pandora, Spotify, you know. We're going to talk a little techware.
Techware.
I love techware.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Gosh, yeah. I remember back in the day when you used to the jackets. What was that jackets that you used to wear?
Scotty vest.
Scotty vest. Yeah.
I got you one.
Yes, I still have it.
Yeah,
I
I
still
got you
have
one.
it. That thing was awesome.
Was you got a beast now? You just can't wear it no more. Kidding. All right. Oh, big one. iOS 7.
Yes, it's
Some
coming.
big things going on there. Some things that you're going to mention about. Some things I'm really excited about.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and actually, you know, I think that this is going to be a good one from a number of reasons. So we'll talk about that.
And a bunch of other things, and of course, your free segment of the day, brought to you by the Successful Social Media Desk, where we can manage all your social media in one place.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about a little Prism. Do you know enough about it to talk what's that all about?
Not enough that I really want to get into it all yet. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of things going on with it. A lot of followers with it, and it's something that I'm kind of just kind of starting to get into to see what all they're doing, what all they're monitoring, you know, and how that's going to affect us. And I'm really not in a position yet where I want to kind of talk in some detail about it yet.
Well, from my understanding, and back me up from what you know, is there it is. Sorry, I just realized I didn't send out the link for everybody on Facebook.
Gotcha.
So, from my understanding, though, is that they wow, it's gotten faster.
I see that.
so my understanding is that the government, particularly the CIA, is able to request information from places like Google and
Microsoft.
Facebook, Microsoft.
Yes.
Basically, anywhere there's data,
Yes.
they can ask for it.
Yes. And they have
Without a
been doing
warrant.
this. And they've been doing this since 2011, more or less. Or excuse me, since 2001.
Since 2001. So, basically, if the information is out there, they can request it.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing to be aware about this is especially if you're using any hosted services, like if you're using Gmail,
Oh, yeah.
or if you're using Microsoft's new, hosted email service and things like that, you're now in a position where those entities have access to go out there and pull in your information based upon any request that the government comes in and says, hey, we want you to do a query with these specific results and give us that data. So that's one of the joys of being in the cloud is that you're at the mercy of the provider and whatever laws they fall into, and whoever walks in through their doors and says, give me the information.
And here's another interesting thing I found out is that after 6 months, if your email is on a hosted provider, if it's on there, anything after 6 months, it's no longer yours. It's like kind of archived, whatever. Unless you delete it, even when you delete it, it's kind of there. That's what I heard. That's what I've been reading.
I really
That's what
can't
I heard.
say on all that.
So just be aware of that. Basically, data is out there. Anything you email, post.
Well, I've always said this, is anytime that you go out there, anything you do on the internet, you have to think about any email you send, any document you type up and send to somebody, or whatever you do, anything that's digital, you need to think before you actually do it is this something that I want there to be out there forever? And when I say forever, I mean literally forever.
Forever.
Even if you're taking a picture and sending it to somebody, what's that little program that you can, take a picture and only shows for 6 seconds or whatever? Snapchat, even when you do that kind of stuff, you still need to think about the fact that there's a possibility that could be out there forever once you take that digital picture. So think about that with anything you do, emails, documents, spreadsheets, whatever, that could be out there for permanent.
For permanent. So.
Or permanent.
For permanent. You like that? Permanently. Yeah. So that's why there's a big to-do. Originally when the Patriots Act came out, there were a lot of people actually up in arms, and I think it was so fresh on the heels of 9/11 that people were like, oh, anything to protect us. And now I think we're starting to feel the fallout on that.
Yes.
Especially now they take it to the next level. And really, not only that, whether it was even discussed there was an invasion of privacy or not, they had already been doing it.
Yeah.
So even before PRISM, it was already happening.
Yeah.
So basically, they're requesting and
They took it to a new level.
yeah. And then the dude or the guy that kind of leaked all this out that this is all happening has now since moved to Hong Kong. Is what you said, right?
Yeah.
That's what I remember reading too. And he's basically, I think he divulged how many requests there was.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of requests. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
In the multi digits.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they're requesting a lot. So basically, there's been a lot of articles for years. The telecom business has been with the government, and really nothing new. So it's just taking it to another level.
Yes, it is.
So have fun with that one and thinking about that one. But you
Yeah.
can't avoid it if you want to live in the modern day world.
Either that or get 2 soup cans and a string, and that's your best form of communication.
Oh, you remember the movie? What is it called? Enemy of the State.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was in that cage.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you want to live in a wired cage.
Yeah.
And you
That's a
have the
movie.
smarts to build that wired cage.
Movie.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, moving on. Speaking of big telecom, Dish is doing some things. What's Dish doing, Sean?
Well, Dish is actually trying to make an acquisition of a popular internet provider, actually that's even popular around here, called Clearwire.
Yes.
If you haven't heard of it, Clearwire uses 4G connectivity, and they do wireless communications, which that don't, correct me if I'm wrong, is that not a service that you use?
This picture up.
Is that not a service
Yeah,
that
that's what's
you
up there.
use? Yes.
I like Clear because of it's unlimited 4G.
Yeah.
Fast, flat rate,
Good price point,
unlimited,
too.
unlimited.
Yeah. And that gives you a lot to be able to do with it. Well, apparently, if you
No
did-
throttle.
Yeah, no throttle. Clearwire's been, they've actually been working with Sprint for a long time. Sprint's been a big funding factor behind Clearwire.
They own Lockout.
They own like almost half the company.
Yes.
Well, they were looking to do a merger between Clearwire and Sprint, and this has been kind of going on for a while. Back in December of 2012, they were talking about it, and Sprint was made an offer to Clearwire for $2.97 a share, which was about $2.2 billion for the company.
Billion.
To merge them.
Yes.
Well, in January, a month later, Dish came in unannounced, unsolicited, and said, "Hey, well, we'll give you $3.30 a share."
Yep.
So then Sprint comes back, says, "Oh, well, we're going to give you $3.40," and now Dish is coming back and saying, well, "We're going to give you $4.40." And apparently people
they say so.
And pretty much people over at Clearwire are now saying, "Yes, we want to move forward with that $4.40." And it looks like Clearwire, maybe Clear Dish, I don't know, but that's I'm throwing that out there. That's just me. That's not that was nothing out there. But the point of that is that there may be some changes for that, and it really kind of does fall in line with what Dish is doing with how they do their service. If you really think about it. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So and I'd be curious to see how Sprint handles this, because again, they've invested a lot in the company and helped with the growth, and I know that they've been really looking to try and grow some of the investments on their side as well.
And maybe even a bundle.
Yeah.
Ooh, this would be an interesting Nat play. I'm just.
There's all kinds of things you can do with it. So.
Very cool. All right, so moving on. With that, a lot of things. People are trying to get into the mobile space, the wireless space, constantly, just trying to get every medium there is. And part of that is, of course, all the smartphones, and they're always improving. One of the big areas is operating systems.
Yes.
So we're going to talk a little iOS 7.
Yes, it is.
7, believe it or not. So there's some really neat things that are supposed to be coming up with iOS 7. Sean, tell us about what you know, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm excited about.
Well, iOS 7 is looking to come out later on this year, and one of the things that they're looking to put into it is a really cool security feature that actually gives you the ability to lock out a phone. So now you've heard of this thing that's happening in a lot of these big cities called apple picking.
Yes.
Okay? Basically what that is that somebody's walking down the street, literally walking down the street talking on their phone, someone will come by and just snag it right out of their hand and bolt with it. Sometimes they'll pop them on the head, sometimes they'll even, they'll hold them up, but they're literally just running and grabbing the phone and booking with it, because you can get out there on the black market, a few $100 for this thing real easy.
Fast.
Well, with the new version of iOS 7, Apple has actually finally released, and this has been apparently a lot of the people have been pushing for this because of the issues that have been having from this, where you can actually lock out the phone, where it cannot be reactivated, you can't do anything with it until actually someone puts in that code. So if you have an iPhone, someone comes and steals it from you, you can go to a website, or if you've got this feature turned on, you can set it up and lock it out. And it doesn't matter where they take it or what's going on, that phone cannot be reused or reset back up for any reason whatsoever.
Even with a hard reset?
Even with a hard reset.
Wow.
Now there's some software out there that allows you to do some of this stuff now, but the problem is that what the thieves have gotten smart as doing is they'll take the phone and they'll turn it off, so that way people can't send those codes to it. So then they'll reset it. But with this new way, even if you turn the phone off, if you've already set that to it, as soon as they turn it back on, it's going to go ahead and lock it out where you can't do anything with that phone. Give that a little bit of time. Once this feature has been turned on and being used out there, you're going to hopefully start seeing some of the apple picking dropping, after a period of time of them stealing them, not being able to use it, and then the prospective buyers, buying this phone, not being able to use it. So they're hoping that this is going to help with some of the theft they've been having with the iPhone devices. I think it's a great feature.
Yeah. Well, empowering the user is a huge piece of adoption. One of the things that I've been harping at for the longest time, because I actually could do it with some of the old cell phones on iOS 7 that say it's going to open up, is being able to block calls and texts. They're going to be able to block calls and texts. So you couldn't do that before.
Oh, you couldn't?
Mm-mm.
Really?
And I remember the old little Motorola phones, you could block up to 10 numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, the black and white ones.
I know you can do that. I know I can do it with my phone.
Yeah. And sometimes, you get a little happy about entering information and winning contests and stuff. You throw stuff, and they will text you to death, too.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to unsubscribe, block it, whatever the case. I had to change mine.
I'll tell you what's even funnier about that is on my little MiFi card that I have with AT&T, it gives you an actual SIM card.
Yeah.
There's a phone
It's
number
phone number.
associated.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my data, but I don't do any texting from it. I'm getting text from AT&T about stuff, promotions, and I'm getting charged for them. 10 cents a text.
Oh, and they are charging you.
They're charging you because I don't have a texting plan for my.
Right.
My
why would you
Wi-Fi.
think about
Why would
it?
you?
Yeah.
So and then I get probably 2 or 3 texts a month from either AT&T or other places where they've obviously sold my information too.
Right.
And for that, which is kind of interesting.
Did y'all call about that or?
Oh yeah, I have my office manager call and she gets removed each month, but
you got to do that every single month. That's kind of jacked.
yeah. Anyways,
moving on. Okay. But yeah, that's very cool. I'm really excited about that. So we'll see how that goes. All right. What else is going on? Why can't I find my next little doodad? I got too many tabs open. That's my problem.
what about Office?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Office.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk to us about Office.
So, one of the big things that you always talk about is having like Outlook.
Right.
You're love Outlook.
I love my Outlook. Yes.
But it doesn't work on everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't work on an iPhone,
That's why I had to
iPads,
leave
and all
it.
of that stuff.
It
Well,
still hurts me today.
you
Go
can now get Office on iPhone.
Ooh.
You can now get Office on iPhone. This is a big thing people have been pushing for a long time.
So you don't have to buy an app to get Office.
No, you can.
And it doesn't even work well, actually. I did buy Office.
Well, let me tell you how it works.
Like
There's
$17.
There's some caveats though.
Okay, all right.
There's always some caveats.
Ooh.
So, apparently the biggest challenge is that with Apple, the way that they do their apps store is that like, they take like 30% of what comes in. So you sell something for $1, they take like 30 cents of it or something like that.
Right.
All right. Well, Microsoft, being who they are, they don't want to give 30% of their margin, away and all that stuff.
Oh, they're going to be sneaky.
Yes. So what they've done is you can get the app for free for your iPhone.
Right.
Be able to have Office on your iPhone, which is really cool.
Right.
But in order to do it, you have to be subscribed to one of the Office 365 plans.
Well, we actually are, so we're good.
So, and basically what that
but
is,
for other people, yeah.
with the Office 365, they have specifically, you need to have either Office 365 Home Premium, which costs $9.99 per month for the user, or you need to have the Office 365 Pro Plus, which costs $12.50 per user. Now, the cool thing about this, from Microsoft's perspective, is you have your subscription with Microsoft, you're getting the app for free, you just have to do it through there. That's how you can get it.
Right.
And Apple's not getting a chunk of the pie. But you can now run Office products on your iPhone, which is something people have been looking for. Now, they don't have it for iPads yet. What Microsoft is recommending you do is you can go access it through a web browser, because if you're on these plans, you can access all these apps and run Word, Excel, Outlook, all that stuff through a web app as if you were working on it locally.
Sure.
So you can still do that from an iPad perspective, but that's the way that they're getting. They finally have got that. We have an app for your iPhone where you can access this and run it. Again, you just have to be part of that Office 365 subscription.
Okay, very cool. Well, from moving from there, once you have all that on your phones, not only that, one of the things that that everybody has on their iOS devices, and a lot of things that they're doing is Facebook.
Yeah.
And one of the big changes, or additions I should say, that's happening with, let me pull that up here, is hashtags. If you're not familiar with hashtags, it's this little tic-tac-toe symbol that somebody implanted really cool on Mark Zuckerberg here.
That's funny.
Yeah. And you're able to thread conversations.
Okay.
And why is this big? This becomes a link. Again, this starts getting to some social SEO,
Okay.
social optimization. And think about hashtags. It becomes a whole new strategy. We're looking into this, and we're doing it, but how do we do it even more strategically like we do with Twitter?
Yeah.
So check out Facebook hashtags. Now, I think more and more people will be accepting of those hashtags. I know a lot of people, Facebook users, are like, what the heck is this tic-tac-toe symbol everybody puts at the end of their little conversations, because they were posting it to both Twitter and Facebook, and they're trying to save time and
They're multi. Whatever. 2 birds with 1 stone.
yeah, exactly. Multi-distribution, we do that where we can hit a lot of different social sites at one time. Now you don't have to do it specifically for Facebook as
Well,
well.
because you can use a social media dashboard, right?
Because yes, I like that. The way you slid that in there. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, you just use the social media dashboard, bloop, 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 and you don't have to change anything. Before we had to kind of tweak it a little bit, so the Facebook users don't get all up in arms, like, what the heck is all this tic-tac-toe stuff?
Yeah.
And because we found that, you do too much of that, Facebook users actually started getting upset about it and would unfriend you, unlike you, all those things.
Wow. That's
So,
serious.
yeah. Now, one of the key things, though, that as business people, you want you to get your name out, top of mind, right?
Yeah.
Is how do you get a lot of likes? And one of the things that's really important, whether it's Twitter or Facebook in particular, is shares. You got to figure out how to get people to share it. And sometimes it's through contests, where you tell people to share things.
Yeah.
You can ask people, hey, share this. And that's how you're going to get a ton of likes, whether it's a lot of it for causes, but a lot of it's also for business purposes, marketing purposes, sharing it, and you get bonus entries and stuff like that.
Now, can you track shares, like who shared it out or who shared it and things like that?
Actually, now that you mention with the social media dashboard, you can track a lot of those things.
That was just a question. I was, not even
No, you can. It's difficult to track just within Facebook.
Okay.
You can track how many there are. You just can't track, hey, where is it coming from, and
Gotcha.
who's the most influential in your network, all those type of things.
Okay.
All right, but that becomes really important data, and big data is becoming big business.
Yeah.
And the more you can really not only have access to that data, to know what to, the more important thing is know what to do with it. That becomes exciting, and really being able to move your business.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So moving on. Where do I go here? Oh, from Facebook, let's go to YouTube. YouTube advertising. People really need to consider YouTube advertising because it is going like gangbusters. There's this chart here. In the last 2 years alone, it has more than doubled YouTube advertising.
Wow.
And it's projected to go $8 billion in 2016. And the nice thing is that if you get in now, it's going to be cheaper. I remember 4 years ago, and we were doing Facebook ads, 4 or 5 years ago. I was getting ads between a nickel and a dime for Facebook advertising.
Where are they right now?
They've gone up over 2,000%. They're in the $2 range now.
Wow.
$1.50, $2. If you're in a really competitive space,
Yeah.
you're going $2.50.
Wow.
And so keep those things in mind. Get it on now. You can get that traction, and maybe your ad budget doesn't have to be as high 2 years from now, because you just kind of trickle in there and just kind of keep your presence, and people already know about you.
Yeah.
So those are things to really think about and consider about getting in now. But at the end of the day, it's still more geo-targeted for you,
Yeah.
and less expensive than traditional advertising.
And it's video.
It's video, and it's trackable.
Yeah.
And it shows you if your video really sucks or not. Because, I think some of our videos are pretty cool. Remember like remember when we smashed the laptop and stuff like
Oh,
that?
yeah.
That got the most traction.
That
But
was fun.
it still drops. People watch, and
Yeah.
and a lot of it's just sheer time. How long can you get to the point?
Yeah.
But it really shows you, how good or bad your video is.
This is true.
Sometimes you may get a lot of hits on it or views on it, but people aren't watching very long. So you may want to, tweak your messaging. But really, really powerful tools in it, and it actually shows you. One of the things that I really like about YouTube and just the internet, it tracks operating systems.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of that stuff nowadays, it tells you the operating system, the browser. I mean,
it's mobile or not.
all that stuff. Which is, again, you want to know, especially from a mobile perspective, because if you're getting a lot more mobile users, are you mobile? Do you have your stuff set up to be
Mobile ready.
Mobile ready.
That's a big thing.
Including your
Mobile
website,
ready.
links to your website. That's something that Frank over BCS talks about all the time, is
Yeah.
having a mobile ready website.
Yes.
And things like that. And it's he does that for it's low for the cost, be able to set that up and things like that. But it's very much used. Be able to access it, click on it right from your website.
Yep, absolutely. We're finding, some of our videos being up in the 25%. We've had one campaign hit almost 30% in mobile browsing.
Think about it. It's
mobile
easier for
view.
me to sit here and go, hey, dude, check out this cool video
Right.
from your phone versus trying to pull it up on your computer. It's just
Absolutely.
not happening.
So that is big. Check out there's this infographic we'll post sometime, maybe on my Pinterest.
There you go.
That's where I throw all my what is it called, infographics on. So a lot of neat things as far as views goes and payouts. You can even get paid off this stuff. Who is it called? You remember the Gangnam Style dude? Yeah. He made $870,000 in ad revenue. Jeez. That's besides from all the pistachio and
that's not too bad.
Crack nut endorsements that he has.
That's not too bad.
No, yeah, that's just giddy up around.
Yeah.
So really interesting stuff. I mean, you can actually generate revenue from it. Not only, you got to pay out for advertising, but you can actually generate revenue from ad share, revenue share.
That's cool.
So really neat stuff.
That's cool.
And encourage you to check that out. All right, moving on. Last thing is, should we go social music or wearable?
I like wearable.
You want to go wearable? Okay, we'll go wearable. All right, there's been some watches, right? And I don't know if I want to go the watch route, but I'm thinking there's a site we mentioned before called Kickstarter.
Yes.
So they're launching some different things, but there's a wearable tech bracelet that gives you smartphone notifications.
Okay.
And let me kind of show it to you here. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. Give me a second. That I found through Mashable. And it will give you notifications. Now, the reason I like about this, and I don't have the volume on, I want the volume on, but the reason I like this one is that that's pretty cool. What you say, advertising on this one?
Of course.
Oh, you're killing me. All right, I'm going to stop that. Sorry, not for a minute. I'm not going to do that. Anyways. I guess I already watched it a couple of times, and then when I reloaded it, it did bad things to it. Anyways, you can see the picture of it. The cool thing is that it'll give you notifications of, if you got any emails or not. Sometimes you don't really feel like looking at your phone, you're in a meeting. Or for me, what's even worse is I turn it on silent for a meeting.
Yeah.
I get too distracted, even on vibrate.
Yeah.
And so I don't even look at it, but when I leave the meeting, I forget to turn it back on.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what's happening, if there's important text. Now, it'll change colors and all that. It's kind of nice to be able to do that. Not sure what price point it's going to be at, but I think that's a pretty cool thing as far as wearable technology. So there's a lot of cool, and I'm going to talk more about wearable technology. I got a couple of new wearable technology.
Well, and they have and I forget, I think there was some smart watches like the Pebble or something like that.
Yeah, there was.
Which does some of that.
But it was an actual watch too.
Yeah.
This one is just kind of a cool bracelet thing, and
I guess it connects to Bluetooth or something. Just kind of let you know when something's going on.
Yes. Yeah, always connected through Bluetooth. Really, the smarter way to actually connect phones if you're not pumping out major data. So
yeah.
I would skip the whole Wi-Fi thing. All right. So that is some things coming up on the wearable side.
Cool.
All right. All right. Next is it's time for the free segment of the day, brought to you by the Successful Social Media Dashboard. Now, I had a couple of directions I wanted to go with this, but one of the things that we've been using, and I have to plug it again, they don't advertise either, is the Trello iPhone and Android app.
Okay.
Really like Trello. If you didn't see us for some of the other episodes, hang on 1 second, let me pull some screens up. I just realized I can't pull up my Trello as a demo because there's some stuff in there that you shouldn't be seeing. But I'm going to show it to you again. Where'd it go? What I'm really starting to play with is the mobile app of this.
Okay.
And if you haven't seen it before, give me a second here. You can put everything into lanes. Now this image added a whole lot more lanes than just found on YouTube, in-person auditions, need a makeover, whatever. We use just 3 lanes.
Okay.
Or list, if you will. Now, what I really like is the actual mobile version, because now I can add things like books I need to read, things I need to do, and now it's all on one dashboard.
Okay.
So you can mix the personal as well as the business stuff. But we love it as far as the business, because you see actually every little thing you do, and you just kind of move it and you just drag it over from one place, one
Nice.
listed to another. So we have things you got to do, things you're doing, and done. Hey, our project manager is pretty simple.
Awesome.
And put little dates, it's color coded and everything like that, and it's free.
That's very cool.
And I like it so much. I'm thinking about doing the paid version. You get a couple
Really?
of niceties of paper, not a whole lot.
Yeah, but
Hold
the
on.
fact that you're looking at hey,
Yeah, I know. You
must
know it's a
really
good
like
app.
that. You must
Right?
really like that.
Well, I wanted to be able to share. I'm thinking about maybe sharing this with certain clients and testing it out
Gotcha.
initially, seeing
Okay.
so they can see the progress of the projects that are going on and all the things that we're doing. And the only things that makes me nervous is, well, why is that still not being done yet?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's always
We got to
there.
make sure we got to smoothen that out. So I haven't thought about, because sometimes this just needs to be done and it gets done.
Yeah.
But certain clients might get a little anxious if it's not being started yet.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So anyways, so that's your free segment today. Love Trello and mobile Trello apps as well.
Cool.
Okay. All right, that's the end of the show. Tune in next week again. FYI, planning a little ways out. I think there's going to be a vacation day somewhere in there, but we'll somewhere in July, early July.
Okay, that works. I'm all
But-
about the vacation days.
We'll talk about it with that in another week or two.
All right.
All right. Till next time.
I'm Digital Knight, Sean Francis.
And I am the social media samurai, Nhat Pham. Until we connect on LinkedIn, friend each other on Facebook, circle up on Google+, pin on Pinterest, on Twitter, follow Sean at @tagBA. Me, I'm at Nhat Pham. DM or mention me, I promise I'll follow you back. Till then, be mobile, be successful, and stay social. See ya. Yeah, the camera lights up a lot, huh? Enjoying the angle and the reflection. Can you see it? You should see it. Now how do you see all that? Go ahead.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, that's why if you notice when I first looked up, I looked over there, whoa! Yeah, and we'll have to turn and tweak just a smidge. But I think it's a better experience for the user. Okay?